Yo, this beef ain't dying down. It's only getting hotter, and the streets got receipts. Alright, listen up. The smoke between 50 Cent and T.I. is far from settled, and if anything, it's getting messier by the minute as new details keep surfacing. Now, fresh footage just dropped showing 50 Cent's restaurant getting shot up, and fam, this just took the whole situation to a whole different level. First, go ahead and watch this clip right here. Let it sink in, and then I'm gonna break it all down for you piece by piece, because there is a lot going on beneath the surface, and you need the full picture before you can even begin to understand where this is really headed.
X and O's.
We getting flirty, nigga play, we lurky. Put him in the grave, we murky. Brand new wave, I'm surfing. I said the pain don't want hurt me. Big bitch rolling them curry. Bad bitch flex, I'm burning. We riding this dirty. Just for the bitch, she dirty. She wet, that bitch still thirsty. Give me a perky, irking. It's cold, I'll make it bitch toasty. Please don't touch or brush me. Just we all pushing emotion. I have it in motion. Nigga stab that bitch, stop over.
So a couple of days ago, 50 Cent's restaurant got shot up, and thankfully nobody was injured, but don't let that peaceful outcome fool you, because the aftermath of this situation has been anything but quiet. And trust me when I say this story has layers that we are only just beginning to peel back. The suspect has not been identified yet, and right now the streets are talking, the internet is going absolutely crazy, and everybody and their mama got an opinion on what really went down that night outside that restaurant. Now here is where it gets real interesting, because this shooting didn't just stay as a random, isolated act of violence that people scrolled past and forgot about. It immediately sparked massive speculation surrounding 50 Cent's ongoing beef with rapper T.I. and his son, King Harris, and ever since that footage dropped and started making its rounds on social media, fans have been divided straight down the middle into two very loud, very passionate, and very opinionated sides, and both of them got arguments strong enough to make you stop, pause, and think twice before you confidently pick a lane. Now, before we even get into the theories, let's set the scene properly, because context is everything when we are talking about a beef of this magnitude. 50 Cent and T.I. have been going back and forth for a while now, and the energy between these two has never been light or friendly. This is real rap beef between two heavyweights who both got pride, platform, and power, and neither one of them is the type to just back down quietly and let things slide. Every shot fired in this beef, whether it's been verbal, on social media, or through interviews, has only added more fuel to an already blazing fire. And now, with this restaurant shooting entering the picture, things have escalated to a level that has everybody watching closely and waiting to see what happens next. On one side of the fence, there are sources out here firmly claiming that T.I. and his son King Harris are directly behind this whole thing. And yeah, the suspects haven't been officially identified yet, but these folks are saying, just give it time. Be patient, because sooner or later the truth is going to come out, and when it does, it might just point straight back to T.I. and King Harris sending those shooters to send a message and make a very loud statement. Think about it from that angle for a second. The beef between 50 Cent and T.I. has been escalating and intensifying with every passing week. The back and forth has gotten increasingly personal and public, and some people genuinely feel like this shooting was the next logical and dangerous step in that whole ugly situation. When words stop being enough, some people start making moves, and according to this school of thought, that is exactly what happened outside 50 Cent's restaurant. Now on the other side, and this is where it really gets spicy and the plot thickens to a whole new level, there is another popular opinion circulating online that is flipping the entire narrative completely on its head and pointing the finger in a direction that nobody initially expected. Some sources are actually out here claiming that 50 Cent orchestrated this whole thing himself, that he is the one who took full advantage of the situation, carefully staged the shooting, and set the whole thing up to make T.I. look guilty, shift public opinion in his favor, and come out on top in this beef without ever having to throw a real punch. Now that is a bold claim, and a lot of people pushed back on it immediately, but then the evidence that people started pointing to gave even the skeptics reason to pause. One fan dropped a comment that genuinely stopped a lot of people in their tracks and got thousands of likes almost instantly. They said, look, think about this logically. This was supposed to be a massive and serious shooting at a busy restaurant. Bullets were flying, and yet somehow, miraculously, not a single person was harmed. Nobody was hit, and on top of that, the restaurant appeared to be completely empty at the time it all went down. Now, how does that happen? How do you have a shooting of that scale with 0 casualties and 0 witnesses inside? That doesn't just feel like luck or coincidence. That feels deliberately engineered. That feels planned, calculated, and carefully executed so that the visual impact and the optics would hit hard across social media and news outlets without any real human consequences to deal with afterward. And whether you personally believe that theory or not, you have to be honest with yourself and admit that when you lay it out like that, step by step, it absolutely raises some serious eyebrows and forces you to ask some very uncomfortable but very necessary questions about what we are actually looking at here. So right now, the internet is a full-on battlefield of competing theories and hot takes, and the honest truth is that nobody knows for certain what the real story is behind all of this. Was it T.I. and King Harris making a calculated power move to send 50 a message he would never forget? Was it 50 Cent himself playing 5-dimensional chess while everyone else is still figuring out checkers? Or was this something else entirely that has absolutely nothing to do with the beef, and we are all just connecting dots that were never meant to be connected in the first place? Whatever the real answer turns out to be, one thing is completely and undeniably crystal clear right now. This situation is nowhere near over. The tension between these two camps is still very much alive and bubbling, and as more details continue to surface and more footage potentially comes out, this story is only going to get bigger, louder, and more complicated with every single day that passes. So make sure you stay locked in and keep your eyes open. Drop your thoughts down in the comments section below and let me know which side you are on and what you genuinely believe happened that night, because I truly want to hear what you all think about this one. I will be back with another video real soon. Until then, stay safe and take care.